Space Invaders was released in the arcade in 1978. It was one of the first shooter games on the market, and its immense popularity paved the way for about 1 trillion games that involved either shooting, space, or in most cases both, particularly on the Atari 2600, which hosted the port of Space Invaders that I'm going to be talking about today. Like many other arcade classics, the 2600 version was my personal introduction to Space Invaders, and in this case it was the first coin-op game ported to the console. Control a cannon at the bottom of the screen, and the goal is to wipe out all the invaders who descend towards you while dropping laser bombs. The aliens gradually pick up speed at the rate of which you dwindle their numbers, which really increases the intensity as you get to the last one, forcing you to jackhammer the fire button in an effort to thwart them off. The object is to clear the screen, not counting the bonus points you can nab from the command ship that flies way the hell up at the top of the screen. Each time you clear a round, you'll get a new set, and their starting position is closer to you each time. You have 3 shields in front of you to hide behind, and you can fire holes in them to use as a pathway to blasting invaders, although they can drop their bombs at the gaps that you create too, so you live and die by the sword. There are a shit ton of variations to play, with moving shields, faster laser bombs, zigzagging laser bombs, and invisible invaders, where you can't see the aliens until you hit one. Then after a brief moment, you're back to invisibility. This mode really challenges you toward the end of the round. The difficulty switch also toggles whether your cannon is fat or skinny, in case you want a challenge in making yourself a wider target for your enemies. Aside from the standard one-player game, there are a variety of multiplayer options including alternating turns, simultaneous, and some weird modes where you alternate shots by sharing the same cannon, or where one person controls the cannon and the other controls the firing, and even this can be alternating. With all the variety and the high fun factor level, it's really hard to be critical of Space Invaders. It's a classic. And with its high sphere of influence on games of the future, it belongs in the Video Game Hall of Fame, which doesn't exist, but it should. Actually, it does. It just opened 2 months ago, and Space Invaders was one of the 15 finalists to be inducted into the inaugural class of 2015, but there were only 6 inductees, and Space Invaders wasn't included. Maybe next year.